Well, Debbie, what I'd like to talk about is my favorite way of quilting, letting the machine do it. Adding designs and embellishment all by machine to my quilts. So I can get lots more done and get it done professionally. This is with the 11,000. We've got this beautiful, nice big screen that moves up out of the way. And by it moving out of the way, now look at all the space it's created. So I can get my quilts all under here. It's over 9 inches of space to the right of the needle. And underneath I've got 8 LED lights. So I can see all that I'm working with on my quilt. They don't get hot, so if I've got a lot of fabric, a lot of quilt underneath there, it's not going to burn. I'm not going to burn my hand if I'm happening to be putting my fabric underneath. I've got my thread stand on the back, so all my colors are ready to go. So when the machine stops and tells me what color I need to put in, I just pull it up and thread it through. And with the automatic needle threader, it lowers a little hook down into the eye of the needle. I don't even have to be able to see it, which I can't do anymore. I have to put on my little bifocals. Thread the needle, push the button, and it pulls it through the eye of the needle.
Excellent.
So it's the best. It just makes your life so much easier. So what we've got is different ways of getting designs to the machine. We've got an optional external CD-ROM drive, so that plugs into the side of the machine. And then we've got this great embroidery assortment CD. It's a quilt selection. And on here, we have all these great outline quilting designs.
So I don't have to actually free motion
No,
my feathers.
so you can bring them all into the edit screen. You can lay them all out in this great square hoop, because square is best, as we know.
It's perfect for quilting.
Square is just, it's 200 by 200 millimeters.
Wow.
So yeah, great size, nice size block. We've got a 12-inch piece of fabric. So yeah, it's really great. And then I noticed on those, that one sample that you've got over there, we've got the other part of the design that's on there.
Stippling with your embroidery machine.
Look at that.
You don't have to worry about having perfectly even stitches. You don't have to worry about crossing any lines because the machine gets it right every time. And you quilt right through all 3 layers.
Look at that.
And it looks beautiful front and back.
And nobody would ever know that it's by machine.
No.
Or not by machine, it's by the embroidery machine. Obviously, we do stippling by machine. But that it's done in a hoop and an embroidery machine, I think you can get away with that.
You can embroider on top of a piece of fabric and turn it into a square. It doesn't always have to go through all the layers, but then when you're ready to put it all together, stitch your blocks together and quilt away with your embroidery.
Quilt as you go.
And look at the size of this one.
This is our macro hoop, so it's 200 by 280 millimeters. So it's just that little bit bigger, so you can get some beautiful looking designs on there.
And these are built right into the machine?
Those are built in. This one's a built-in design. Yeah, there's quite a few outline embroidery designs that are built into the machine. So if you look at the screen there, you'll be able to touch on the quick reference tab. And that'll take you to a visual of the 120 different built-in designs, and then you can scroll through the page by touching the arrows.
So this brings up files by hoop size.
Yes, yeah, you can see at the top of the screen it's telling you that there it is there. Look at that. So easy to see on the nice screen, eh?
Yes.
It's got over 65,000 colors in the screen, so that just means it's visually easier to look at, it's more realistic. It's not that that's how many threads there are in there in the designs. It's the amount of colors that the screen has. So that's equal to the top of the line laptop computer. So that's...
And I can make designs come out in any color I want too. I can change the
Of course, yep.
I use.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to try seeing these stippled hearts.
So you come up there.
Oh, we have to pick a hoop. We're going to get rid of this design because I was stitching some flower pots earlier. I'm going to say goodbye to those. I'm working in a small hoop with that in the standard hoop, but now I'm going to move into
Switch into the up.
My new best friend.
Square definitely is better.
Okay, and pick my design.
Now we're ready to go.
And it's going to tell me how long it's going to take to stitch out.
And how long is that going to take, Debbie?
Well, I know it would take me a really long time to put it together. But if we let the machine do all the work, 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes for 3,881 stitches.
That's pretty darn good.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then all we're doing is we're hooping up the fabric. The fabric is already got its batting in it. It's got its front and its back, and you're putting it all into the hoop and then putting the hoop onto the machine. So if I can get you to do that from that side.
Okay.
And it locks into place. And we would just press start and away we go, and we can go off and make ourselves a cup of tea. I love embroidering this way and quilting. This is definitely my favorite way.
So I could make my blocks all up and then quilt as I go.
Yep.
Put some sashing in between and be done with a quilt. I could do a quilt in a weekend.
Yeah, couldn't you?
That would be awesome.
So think of how many more quilts you could make. I mean, people always say it's cheating, but that gives us the license to just do more and collect more fabric and to do, yeah, because it would definitely take you a lot longer, so you can just do way more.
And I've been wanting to explore more in the artsy side of quilting. I like to play and kind of see what I can...
Oh, yes, I know you do.
And I know that Ellen came and showed us the infinity quilt, and it's awesome. It's just, the workmanship is beautiful, and it's an heirloom.
Incredible.
But our friend Shannon showed me this.
Gotta love that.
With the infinity.
Gotta love that.
We've got a tattooed quilt block in my favorite colors, pink and orange. I just love it. I love the freedom of it. It looks fabulous.
Really
but if I was wanting to play more with embroidery, Celine showed me this. She played with the new Momodini designs.
They're absolutely gorgeous. Look at that quilt. So this is an art quilt. You wouldn't be putting this on your bed or wrapping it around you at nighttime.
I don't think so. Those shells could get a little, under, a little tough under the pillow.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Fibers, the yarn. It's just, quilting can be whatever you want it to be. I love the freedom of it all. And I think Janome is just making my quilting life so much fun.
It certainly does with the 11,000. It definitely makes it a lot easier.
Sounds great. Thanks for showing me everything.
Great.